Ladies and gentlemen, I come to you in our desperate time of need. I have something I want you to hear. Then I have a few things I'm going to tell you. And then I'm going to give you a preview of what's to come. So, yeah, let's do this. Have a little listen, my friends. This is our chance to wake up from the nightmare and see that the world is really an illusion of civil unrest.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world there's room for everyone. The good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful. But we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much, feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent, and all will be lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness of men, cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world. Millions of despairing men, women, and little children. Victims of a system that makes men torture and imprison innocent people. To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed. The bitterness of men fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass, and dictators die. And the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes. Men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, or what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men, machine men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines, you are not cattle, you are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate, only the unloved hate, the unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery, fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world, that will give men a chance to work, that will give youth a future and old age a security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise. They never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress will lead to all men's happiness.
We're gonna win this thing. Humankind is too good. We're not a bunch of underachievers. We're gonna stand up and we're gonna be human beings. We're gonna get fired up about the real things, the things that matter. Creativity and the dynamic human spirit that refuses to submit. Well, that's it. That's all I got to say. Consider your court.
Well, with all that being said, you're probably wondering what the fuck is this guy talking about. So, let me just, let me start from the beginning. Here's a couple of facts about all us U.S. debt slaves that you should know about. Yes, I just called us slaves. It'll become more clear here in just a moment. First thing I want to point out is that according to Public Law number 102-391 and the Recognition Plan number 26, Senate Report 94-1148, page 5967, also public law number 94-564. This is under diversified metal products versus IRS CV-93-405E-EJE USDCDL. Okay, actually what the IRS is, other than a government agency, it's an agency of the IMF. Now that becomes important because, as you're going to see, the IMF is an agency of the United Nations. Excuse me. That's according to Black Law's Dictionary, 6th edition, and that's on page 816 of the 6th edition. Anyways, according to 41st statute on what is it? Chapter 214, page 654, the United States has not had a treasury of its own since 1921. Has this been going on for a while? Also want to point out that the U.S. Treasury is now the IMF. That's from the Presidential Documents, Volume 29, Number 4. United States does not have any employees because there are no longer a United States. No more reorganizations. After over 200 years of bankruptcy, it's finally over. Now, also we see here that the FCC, the CIA, FBI, NASA, and all the other alphabet gangs were never a part of the U.S. government anyways. Social Security numbers actually are issued by the UN through the IMF. The application for the Social Security number is the SS5 form. The Department of Treasury issues the SS5, not the Social Security Administration. The new SS5 forms, they don't state who publishes them, and you've got these old forms. The old forms clearly state on them Department of the Treasury. This can be found in, I don't know how they're citing this, but it says 20 CFR Chapter 111, Subpart B, 422.103, and it has B in parentheses. Bum, ba, bum, bum, ba, ba, bum. Yeah, we can make parentheses on this show. As a matter of fact, there are no judicial courts in America. There have not been since 1789. Apparently, judges don't enforce statutes and codes. Apparently, that's the business of executive administrators who enforce the codes and codex. They have what looks like a case here, FRC versus GE 281, United States 464, and also Keller versus PE 261, USA number 428, first statute. And it doesn't say page numbers, but it does say 138 through 178. Moving right along. We've got a lot to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. What kind of time are we holding a good time? Don't trip. Me and Neo will still be able to take you home. Don't trip. There have not been any judges since 1789, just administrators. You can find all this by watching a video called 30 Little Known Facts About America. It's by Truth Trekker is the name of the channel. He goes on to mention more things like New York is defined in the federal regulations as the United Nations. Rudy Giuliani stated on C-SPAN that New York City is the capital world, and for once he told the truth apparently, because that's what it is, according to, and once again I'm not sure what the citation here, but it says 20 CFR Chapter 111 Subpart B, once again 422.103 with B in parentheses. It also has a 2 in parentheses after that, and after that another 2 in parentheses. You'll be able to find your information there. Thank God for the internet age, right? So anyway, Social Security is not an insurance or a contract. It's not even their trust fund. This has been settled in two U.S. court debates. Halvering, which is spelled Helvering, versus Davis, 301, U.S. 619, just like San Diego area code. The Steward County or Company, I said the Steward, and the abbreviation is CO period, versus Davis 301 U.S. number 548, excuse me. Moving right along. I'm not going to give you any more of the citations here. I'm just going to let this thing through and tell you information like this. For instance, Your Social Security check comes directly from the IMF, which is an agency of the United Nations. If you receive a check, at the top it should have the words United States Treasury, thereby verifying that it is through the IMF. Blah, 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 rah, rah, rah. You'll see how we are all indebted slaves at this point in time in our lives. And, you know, especially, how come you're not playing anymore? They're on to me. Those fucking bastards are on to me. Okay, there we go. Now we got her back up and running. Now I gotta keep close on the time because we still gotta have our big matrix finish, man. Anyways, you cannot use the U.S. Constitution to defend yourself because you're not a party to it. There's actually a couple of sightings here for that. It says actually that America is a British colony, the United States is a corporation, not a landmass, and it existed before the Revolutionary War, and the British troops did not leave. You have to catch it. It says also Britain is owned by the Vatican. What? So I'm sure a lot of questions are coming up. You need to watch this video. It's 30 little known facts about America. I hope you get some sort of weird interest out of this by hearing the fact that the Pope can actually abolish laws in America. Okay? Check this video out. There's other videos. This one just really struck a nerve with me. So anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I just want you to be safe out there. You know, it's a scary place we live in today, and yeah, I've already been bugged by these people one time, and I'm sure all the Alphabet Gang guys are getting together and putting pieces together, and you know, we all know I don't have exactly the best past record, criminally that is. I'll be the first to tell anybody and everybody that I came across from the wrong side of the train tracks. But don't let that fool you, ladies and gentlemen. People that know me today, people that know what I've been working on and how I've been furthering myself and such, and blah, 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 rah, 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 rah. They know the real Dave. And that's going to be my bit of breaking news before I cut out of this bitch. Breaking news. No longer am using any of my aliases. No Lepleys, no Ericksons, no Davidsons, no Michelsons, no this, no Dave, no. Quite simply, from now on, you'll refer to me as the Smoking Man.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you. A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible. Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.
See ya!